In the preceding map, we considered the fundamentals of biopsychic chromatics as a chromocellular activity, an inherently genetic as well as psychocultural function. Here we are consider the chromatic code in its electromagnetic celestial presentation. The pattern of the colors in the chromatic code is derived from and corresponds to the matching of the Psi-Bank matrix of 64 with the Psi-Bank warp shown on map 42. The colors themselves are coded to the 4 sets of polar binary triplet configurations that are the key matrix pattern, the Psi-Bank warp. Thus, the color formulations and corresponding Psi-Bank matrix numbers are as follows. Red, Aboriginal Emergent. Orange, Aboriginal Generative. Yellow, Erratic Pristine. Green, Erratic Imperial. Blue, Medieval Cosmopolitan. Indigo, Global Industrial. Violet, Radiosonic. Purple, Holonomic. Remembering that the sequential pattern of these numbers in this arrangement gives us the holonomic recollection circuit as well as the radiosonic template, the chromatic code could not be more harmonious. While the total chromatic spectrum is manifest in each vertical arrangement, the horizontal arrangements moving in 8 sets of binary pair colors correspond to the woof of history. Remembering that the sequential pattern of these numbers in this arrangement gives us the holonomic recollection circuit as well as the radiosonic template, the chromatic code could not be more harmonious. While the total chromatic spectrum is manifest in each vertical arrangement, the horizontal arrangements moving in 8 sets of binary pair colors correspond to the woof of history. In the information processing the genetic code, the pattern holds true also. One strand of 2 holds the template of the other and the entire pattern of both. This is demonstrated by the far left chromatic strand's correspondence to the movement of color to the left of the mystic column dividing the spring, north, and autumn, south. As one can see, this strand is not only the pattern of its counterpart strand on the other side of the mystic column, but a single strand. It contains information of the entire chromatic spectrum as well. Thus, not only is there a complete equivalence between chromocellular and Psi-Bank chromatics, but the chromatic code is written into the most primary structures of life and energy. The purpose of radiosonics is to release the radiant chromatic structures contained within the dynamics of life and electromagnetism through biopsychic activation. This is a task comparable to, though infinitely more beneficial than, the release of energy through splitting the atom. This and other maps presented here are keys to the attainment of that end. However, that end will not be attained at all until there is a complete reorientation. One is tempted to say complete repolarization of the direction in which man thinks he is going. This reorientation is not simply a matter of thinking that there are alternative routes by which energy may be released for the purpose of maintaining a presumed mastery over nature. What is actually required is a kind of revulsion in the deepest level of one's nature, a turning in the deepest seat of consciousness. Such revulsion, a turning away from basic egotistical and aggressive drives, must be followed up and supplemented by spiritual attunement practices that continue to foster a realization of ultimately selfless nature of oneself and of all beings. Such selfless realization is the breeding ground of selfless behavior, that behavior alone that can properly activate the psychobank centers and, linked with the template of the electro and geomagnetic flows, release the temple of man, the planet mind made not only conscious, but functional and visible as well.